Hello there. How I slid in this chair was a little interesting, wasn't it? I backed that thing up. Anyway, welcome back to the Royal Treatment. I'm glad you guys took the time out to decide whether or not this video was worth your energy, your effort. I know there's been a lot of talk about the 30-day hair detox, better coined in the internet streets as the no oils, no butter detox or challenge or whatever it is. But the question is, was it necessary? Was it really necessary? The reason why I feel like the topic was important for me to discuss was because you haven't heard it from a curl artist point of view. Someone that has been taught or had been taught, paid good money to be taught about what and how. And I'm going to try to put it in a different context that I think has necessarily may have been approached from other stylists. Perhaps it has, perhaps it hasn't. I really don't know what all is out there, but I wanted to share my perspective. So first of all, let's discuss what it is, so we're all on the same playing field, if you will. The 30-day hair detox was simply a challenge where you would go 30 days without raw shea butter, because you know we was at the Asian stores getting it in the tubs, and honestly, I'm not sure if it was authentic or not. I'm not sure. Possibly, but I doubt it. I'm not sure. Anyhow, the yellow stuff that was in the tubs, that's what we were using. And then we were also using raw coconut oil. I did that as well. I loved it until that time I went to New York and got caught in the rain in Central Park and my hair solidified. Ooh, not a good look for my pictures from Central Park. However, that's what I was into as well. To stop using Eco Styler and products that included these ingredients in the top five ingredients. So the question was, why are we even doing this? Well, let's just put it into context. I'm glad you asked. Especially considering these were staples in the African American household anyway. This was basically blasphemy because these are things that we were using for years, grease, all of the things. And so let's just think about where we were in that time frame. You think about 2009, 2010, on up to really 2020, there wasn't a lot of information out there. YouTube was the go-to place, and everybody was on this natural hair journey of discovery and trying to do the things that they felt like would be best for their natural hair. No problems there, but until we were starting to do the most. I mean, we can talk about the apple cider vinegar and baking soda cleanses, the onion juice, the cherry Lola treatment, and the max hydration treatment, which I bought all the stuff and I did it. I was there with you. I was there with you. Even as a stylist, I was there with you because I hadn't specialized into just doing natural hair in its loose curl form. I didn't start that journey until 2017, 2018 when I found I Am Black Girl Curls. I had been doing natural hair up until that point, but I took a nosedive into, literally, into that platform, that educational platform, because, I mean, who didn't? Who didn't? You know, we were trying to figure it out, and for our hair, a wash and go was new. So anyway, of course I listened to what was being said, and I was on the consumer platform, and I was asking too many questions and I got kicked off of there. So I had to go over into the professional platform to find out what was really going on behind the scenes. And so all of the methods, I digress, all of the methods that were being utilized and that were being discussed on YouTube, they were both time consuming and could possibly be even damaging to the hair. Think about it. Those bentonite clay masses, the bentonite clay mask. Should I edit that out? Anyway, the bentonite clay mask. It had the possibility of being a pH level of 10. Yes, I got it out. Yes, so the pH level of 10, that's equivalent to bleach or even a relaxer. A relaxer is more like 11, 12. But some of those masks had such high pH levels, and I'm almost positive many people had no idea that the pH level was so high. And so what does that do? That lifts the cuticle max. We're talking about max lift. We're talking about creating high porosity hair where nothing can stay in and everything leaves out. We were creating a mass exodus of moisture just by doing that. So over time, I mean, of course your curls were popping the first time. You were like, oh my God, this is great. But over time, this could be destructive. Interesting oxymoron we got going on here. So we'll get into that a little bit later. So the hair that was showing up at the salon, this is why the 30-day hair detox challenge was actually necessary, in my humble opinion. As a stylist, what was I seeing? I was seeing people that were just doing the most. And then the number one complaint was my hair is dry. Like, you done bought all the groceries, you've done all the things, and your hair is dry. So now imagine that. You spent all this money, you've done all those things, and then your hair is drier than before. Well, the challenge more or less was about simplifying the approach to hair care. I can see the rationale. It made good sense. It wasn't that oils and butters were the devil. And I can say that from the perspective that where I was actually taught and understood this as a challenge. It wasn't a rule. It was something that was being challenged to stop the use of these raw, heavy butters and oils, so it would give your hair an opportunity to become less hydrophobic. And that's mainly because these things were being used in excess and there was no moisture or water being added to the hair. You were probably very fortunate to find someone's hair that was able to receive the water and didn't just sit up and repel it, which is what hydrophobic is. And so because of the layers of coconut oil, which I've never seen a hydrated hair, anybody that was using coconut oil, myself included, I liked it because it made my hair soft and pliable. It was a great thing until I got caught that one time in New York. And it started to rain in Central Park and it turned cold and my hair turned to a solid. Those pictures are horrible, not cute at all. But anyway, I just have not seen someone that was religiously using coconut oil have hydrated hair. Their hair was soft, it was lubricated, but it wasn't hydrated. It was dry. And so in effect, we had dry, greasy hair. So a detox was really necessary. And the first matter of business was to get the hair hydrated, okay? So a clarification was necessary. The AG Boost, the AG Balance, which was the shampoo, was a gentle clarifying shampoo, pH level 4.5, 5.5. So it was a gentle clarifying shampoo. To me, it was not an all-purpose shampoo because of the apple cider vinegar that was in it. It had a very cleansing effect, even though it was considered an all-purpose shampoo. I don't think, and I never encourage my clients to use it as an all-purpose. It was to be used specifically to clarify that hair 6 to 8 weeks after using regular shampoos. Shampoos like the Hydrating Inner Sense, which, come to find out a little bit later, we needed to make some adjustments with that as well, which we'll talk about in another video. So anywho, these type of shampoos, the clarifying shampoos, that was not something that we were commonly using in our hair routines, our regimens. I mean, if we're honest about it, that wasn't something that we were just accustomed to using. So that was something that was new, introduced. Now is where people really needed to be mindful, though, of how they use them, when they use them. Some of the gentle clarifying shampoos weren't so gentle. If you saw clients or saw stylists using the Malibu or hard water removal, all of these pH levels were 9 and up, possibly. The Kiki Curly Come Clean, child, that'll strip the living life out of everything. And I would never recommend my clients to use any of those. I didn't even recommend my clients to do the 30-day hair detox because I did not want them to become the opposite of what we were trying to do. And so I told them to do 14 days, 2 to 4 shampoos before you would come in. That way we can be in a better position for that hair to receive the water. And what you wanted to do was see some curls. That was the whole point, is see some curls. You could not see them coming in if you had been doing all the things. You were just going to see a lot of frizz. And so curls follow water. And so the hydration was the actual focus at that point in time. But then there are some people that do too much. Some people obviously thought that this was such a great idea and they would go past the recommended time. And some of those people sometimes were even my clients. When they couldn't get into me, they would say, oh, when I would consult with them, how long were you doing the detox? Oh, I did it for 60 days. Why? Why? Is that what the instructions said? Because you know some of us don't read. We don't read. No. The purpose was just to be able to get you where your hair could receive water. That's it. This was not something that we were supposed to continue. So there are actually 3 reasons why a person would not want to do the 30-day hair challenge. So I'm going to discuss those and then give you some alternatives as to what you could do. Number 1, if you have no product buildup and your hair is already brittle and dry, you don't want to do this. Not at all. Not recommended. Number 2, if you are happy with the way your hair is already performing, your hair is receiving and holding on to moisture, water, and easy to manage, it's holding its style well, you don't have any issues, keep it moving. That's how we do. Don't jump on every trend, as you already know. Not everything is for everyone. Number 3, your hair is color treated. Maybe you have some bronzes, some high lift blondes, or even bleached hair. This hair is already compromised. It's already high porosity. And because the cuticles are already raised, 30 days of using a clarifier of any sort would be of no benefit whatsoever. It could actually, in fact, further damage this particular hair. So you would want to not do the 30-day hair detox in this situation. I don't recommend it. So if you are scenario 1, you have no product buildup, but your hair is dry and it's brittle, i.e. breaking, start with a very mild cleansing shampoo, then start to introduce moisturizing shampoos. These have a lot of slip, a lot of conditioning agents. They are very high in emollients. So those things would be introduced to your hair. And then do a deep conditioner that has a good balance of protein and moisture. I really like the Briogeo. It has a good balance of protein and moisture. And so you will want to start with your regimen first, your basic regimen of cleansing, shampooing, and introducing moisture. You would also want to add more moisture into the hair, number one, by with your stylers. So a light to even a heavy leave-in, a curl cream, but I don't recommend wearing your hair out until it's in better condition. So your styles would be more protective, tweaking whatever style to protect those ends and tuck those ends in. So whatever style that suits your fancy. You can always add a little bit of an oil blend to the hair to slow down the evaporation, but you know, you're gonna still have to re-moisturize after a couple of days or so. The hair is not sealed because nothing is sealed in the hair. I mean, hair is, it's going to, water is going to evaporate. So I don't particularly like that term right there, being sealed, because it makes you think that there's nothing else that you need to do sometimes, depending on the person. If you were scenario 2, carry on. If your regimen is working well and you're seeing the results that you want to see, then there's no need to jump on this bandwagon. There's that. And this is for people that are new. Perhaps you have never heard of the 30-day hair detox challenge. Perhaps you're just new to this natural game and you're just trying to figure it all out. This is for you. Not everybody is aware of all of the things that has been going on in the natural hair world. So if you just wanted some professional advice that has started to understand things as they have been rolling out, and by rolling out, I mean there have been things that have been discovered by people that have gone through situations with their hair that you would not want to experience yourself. And also the African hair god, he has uncovered and kind of helped to systemize some of the things. I imagine, I haven't watched all of his videos or anything, but I think there has been some clarity that was brought to the table by him, and I respect that. And also the other curl influencers. So I want to give credit where credit is due. I mean, it is what it is. So here's the thing. If you are color treated, especially with high lift color, so we're talking about scenario number 3. If you are color treated and you've got any of that going on, see scenario 1. Do the things that I talked about for scenario 1, and I think you will find your hair that's in a much better place. So the question again was the 30-day hair detox even necessary? Yes, in some circumstances it really was. I think at this point there are a lot of experienced naturals out there now. Most of the products that they're using are more than likely water soluble, and even if they aren't, if they're full of silicones and all the greases and all the oils, guess what? They understand how to clarify their hair. They understand what is needed, and they also understand what is not needed. And so I think there is a balance that has to be taken into account, and also we have to really take things in context. And my perspective as a natural hairstylist and also a curl artist has been to bring something fresh to the table, and my perspective is different. It's actually something that has not been discussed. I haven't seen any other curl artists try to necessarily address it, but these things are being addressed at my salon. Things are being addressed publicly because, well, that's just what needed to be done. And so I thank you for your time and attention. If you have any comments or questions, I'm welcoming all feedback. And hey, you can disagree, and we can, it is what it is. Everybody has their own experience and their own opinion, and guess what? I respect it. So you all have a good one. I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you.